Right, you lot, welcome to the fourth part of this 12-part Lit Breakdown series, and we are very much in the stretch of it now, aren't we? So what I'm doing, if you haven't checked out, is that I'm going through all of the songs of my new album one by one in order that I wrote them, and going through the lyrics and explaining the context and some of the process while I'm writing it, I guess, and all of that. I did this with Process of Progress and Made Out Alive as well, so I thought I'd like to do the new one. So this is really exciting. Actually, one of my more favourite sort of tracks to do. So we got Find Your Way Part Two. Now it became kind of a trend, which I never intended it to be a trend, but it kind of did as the music kind of went on, and that was doing a kind of new version of an original track, and I did that with Made Out Alive. I did Be Stronger rewrote, and that was an obvious thing to do. And honestly, at that time, it was like, well, Be Strong wasn't officially recorded, so I wanted an official version of Be Strong, and I thought I might as well update it because it's a bit cringy, I guess, it's kind of a bit outdated, so I'd make it a new twist and fit into the current stuff. And then the Waves rewritten thing, I was like, okay, I've done Be Strong again, I'll do a Waves one so I can basically get Waves on streaming. And then with this part two, the difference between this and the Waves rewritten and Be Stronger rewrote is that Find Your Way Part 2 is not trying to replace the original Find Your Way. The original Find Your Way is on streaming. You can go stream it. I regret putting it on the stream, and then I've explained that before because I think it doesn't fit with Mid Out Live. But you can go listen to that one. I don't know why you would. It's one of the worst songs I've done. But Find Your Way Part 2 is a sequel, and it's kind of like me showing maturity because I wrote Find Your Way when I was 13, and I wrote this one when I was 16. Actually, I might have been 15. I might be lying because I think I wrote this pretty much end of August, early September. So I was almost round it up, you know what I mean? So this is one of the longer songs because Find Your Way as an instrumental was quite long. And do I regret it's an out of place instrumental, but I think where I was at the time, it makes sense. So we've got verse one. Said I was going to find my way, had a idea of to take, but life changes like the myth. Back to free you in the abyss and your escape, life's finally good, and you're like, holy shit, until it's adulthood, the fear and pressure put you in a cult would, and it should be okay, it should. I think at this time it was like very surreal because I was almost turning 16, and every year it feels mental, like the age of turning, like, oh my god, I'm going to be 17, I feel like that. That doesn't feel right, I don't feel that, you know what I mean? So, and kind of like, I said I had an idea how to find my way, but really I didn't know anything, and the problem is things do change, especially in teenage years. And from Find Your Way to Find Your Way Part Two, 3 years of a lot happened in my life, good and bad, big things, small things. And I think I'm a way better person, obviously, but it's a theoretically different person. So any ideas that I had in Find Your Way, where I kind of criticised that song because I didn't really feel I was saying a lot with the original Find Your Way. It was more me just trying to testing the waters. I think I had that idea of Find Your Way, and that was kind of as far as it got. But the subject matter wasn't too deep going on there. So, um, the film press put you in a cult would, and there should be a case should all sort of gifted have such potential, but achieve fraction of it instrumental, kind of up down and judgmental. Yeah, people always like growing up, you're so gifted, you're gonna do great things, and then you kind of get there, and you're like, well, how? And it's always like, I feel like everyone has regrets in life. Dave working down the McDonald's always thought you'd be more than it, and then you don't always end up, and very few people end up the unrealistic, extreme expectations that they set when they're young. So I think that my worry is always that will I be able to even deliver a fraction of what I've been promised or what I've hoped to do? And who knows? And this isn't just talk about the music thing. Like the industry is impossible to crack. It's just like in YouTube and all this stuff, and like filmmaking. Would I ever crack into any of that? And probably not. Have a sense of direction in the industry or then rejected. Like there's a 0.1% chance of election. So we just say find my way, but now it's too complicated, too hard to say. Change sex fantasy, change the belief, everything changes face so breathe. There's no one way you need multiple plans. If I did go in the can. This is just kind of hyperventilating. It's like everything's changing so quick, and it's like it's too hard to say that you're just going to go and find your way and you know exactly your direction because setbacks, hardships boulders will kind of come in the way, and then That 0.1% chance of accident, I made up that statistic, by the way. I've not Googled it. It's probably even lower than that. People who actually make it in the music industry because it's such a tough nut to crack. And everyone and their nan has bloody made an album at this point. Like, yeah, album's an album of the year. Or like, rate your music. You should Google it. It's insane. Like, it's millions. Like, how do you stand out in such. Everything's been done, surely, but then people always find new ways to do music, and that's the fascinating things of it. So, the bridge. How can I find my way in when I'm in such a place? Can't recognise my face. What is the way? It's like I'm looking kind of back on the guy that sang "Find Your Way" in June of 2021 when it was originally written, and I'm saying, who is this guy? This is not me. This is a stranger. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't draw any connection to this because this isn't me. So yeah, I think that's the thing. Chorus. Find your way, find your way. Don't need the destiny or capacity of the piece of. There's no part. I'll live in my identified part on my way. I think people always drilled in your head, like at school and stuff, you need to know your direction, you need to know your future, you have to have it all laid out, or else you're going to fail, and you're going to end up in McDonald's, and that's what you're told, but that's not really the truth, and I I try not to think too far ahead and worry too much in the future because I think that gets panic, and then you obsess, and you're like, well, let's take it each step at a time, and we'll see where it gets me, we'll see where the path, and I'll just kind of focus on getting through each day and focus on getting through. That would become months and years, and then eventually, hopefully, a decent prospect falls on me. And if it doesn't, then I'll just start again. You know what I mean? And it's not a worry. So, verse 2: subject to ease, and when I was a child, couldn't fall, but he steps for giving applause, like a dog fetching ball, simple, acting off expects already written off, like I've been laid off. Yeah, a constant theme in the album, and that's a big thing in Long Aston when I break down that song as well. It's kind of that childhood simplicity. It's literally like, or like when you're a child, milestones, you don't worry about the future, you don't worry about the greater world, and then once you mature, something is actually expected, and there's a pressure. And I felt that I'm kind of at an age where seeing things are going to have to fall into place, and it's like that. I've been it. It's the reality of growing up, and it's looking to that future and fearing, but then also trying to stay calm and be in the moment. And you're also like, things are getting harder now, stakes are rising, momentum swinging. So I think that was the thing. Very slow said I got to this level, took the gear stick went off, I took the pedal, I worked for the last decade, was playing the medal. Bit arrogant, mate. But it's hard to prove yourself and then you get respected. Hope the world is like expects the press front, fear gets you infected. After all the work started to leave rejected. I know I have the skills I'm capable, but I'm family I told you so I have different avenues to pursue, but now even if I know my lane, still more to prove, brain hyperventilate and procrastinate, fall behind, I can't think said worded on my shoulder, I can't think blah. Mouthful. Okay, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I've made huge progress in my life. I'm not going to do a progress thing pretty much. Like, coming a long way from like kind of 8, 9 years old to 16, it's like, that's like a day. Like, the difference between 3 years ago, 8 years, it's like, I made improvement, I made changes, I bettered myself. I had to cut things out, I had to work on things, I went through a lot, and because of that, I was able to grow as a person. But like, now I can deal with the world, and now I'm stable, more is expected, and you always fear that you have all the skills, but then I think the I told you so things is like the people who always doubt you and always say you can't, and especially because being an autistic person as well, I'm always feared that like that's always gonna hold you back and always be a linger. People are like, oh, you can't do it, and like people are gonna hold you back and think less of you, and that's for my whole life, and I don't want that to be the case very much. So I think that's what I was going for there, and then but it's like everything goes through hyperventilate and procrastinate as well. That's a very wordy syllable. Hyperventilate, procrastinate. That's like 9 syllables in a line. Wow. Nice. Then the kind of chorus and the bridge and the chorus are the same. So let's get on with verse 3. In the past, I've been subject to that thing to my mind, so fix the escape, maybe highline to friend family, saying that I'm fine for what I've lost but it's time. Yeah, I feel like I didn't always share everything and kept a lot to myself. And then when I didn't, it backfired. So it was sort of, I always fear that, like, what if I workload and focus on myself and consume it, and then I don't have an outlet to kind of express it all. So, and I feel I've become better at that, if that makes sense. Now that I've been fine, I'm still gonna have a lot more time and also another chance. If I'm not ready, I won't this break in a couple about talk about destinies and next seek for the truth and then 16 change for 30. Who knows where I'll be at 23. All I know is I'll be still hacking at music career even if I ain't great for now. But I'll take this right on episode trying against it. But okay, fair bit to break down. It's kind of me kind of persuading myself that like you're so young still, and like even though you're only 18, that's nothing. I mean, we got 106-year-olds walking this earth. You've got a lot of time to figure this shit out, and it's like so much has changed in just a couple of years. Like I said, even from 14 to 16, I think has been massive. So 16 to 18, what if I'm ready, and what if I am prepared for this outward work, and that might be the case. So that's kind of the mindset that I'm in now. That's kind of the beliefs that I have that like what I don't need to worry too much about all of this stuff. And then all the music stuff, I've debated quitting this or giving up Broadband so many times, especially recently because I think the new album kind of I don't know if this album delivered on everything I wanted it to be because I really wanted. Progress Sake of Progress was big for me because the first album, but there was I'm trying to think of things I could have done better, and I wanted this one to be greater. And I don't know if it surpassed Progress Sake of Progress. I think some individual songs, and there's certain songs I love, but then there's other songs on this album, and this might be one in particular, to be honest, where I just don't think this is better than something like Finally Thriving or Ways Rewritten. And that's kind of frustrating. It's like, am I going backwards? Is this worth it? Is this going to go anywhere? Am I any good at this kind of singing, rapping? Probably not. I'm never going to be good enough, and I think that's been something that's played on me. But then I always come back to like this is the reason I started doing this in the first place, and I think that's what keeps me on the path, in a sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then the final bit of form life see what gets. We don't assume by the here and now what less stress we've done in the past year. It wasn't bad, but I wouldn't change it slightly. I need some sort of here out to sort of nightly. I'll take life one day at a time and I don't stress that lightly. Nice. So the yeah, but you always hear the question like if you could go back in time and change one thing about your life, what would you do? And I don't know what I'd change because I think the worst moments of your life and the most detrimental and the most heartbreaking bits shape you as a person, and that trauma grows you. So I think if I changed something big for the last few years, who knows where I'd be. So I wouldn't do it, and it's like I can take that knowledge, see the missteps, see the mistakes I made, and then use them as catalysts to springboard a better future. And I think that's always the best way to take it. And it's like just take each day at a time, and when you run into situations, use prior knowledge to enhance it. So I think that's the weird structure. Like this is a very decomposed of my brain. This track, I think it's quite personal, but then it's also very vague, and I think a lot of people will find something in this one as well because I think it's got a lot of mass relatability and mass kind of funness. The only bad thing is that the key doesn't have a verse on this Find Your Way, and he did, of course, in the original, so that's probably a down cry. But yeah, that is my breakdown of Find Your Way Part 2. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. And the next one we're doing, I believe, is New Frontier. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.